Hi, and welcome to Cram It, the show where we cram any and everything humanly possible into 28 minutes. I'm your host, Tomi, Cary, and I'm here for the 32nd Annual U.S. Army Culinary Arts Competition. The Army's top chefs gather to show off their best cooking skills and compete for the gold. These tasty, creative pieces of art pleasured the palate. Sergeant Schreiner and Corporal Morton took us behind the scenes.
Okay, we're doing Thai dishes. The appetizers, they made with rice paper. There's kind of rice noodles, julienne carrots, fresh bay leaves, and shrimp. It's a Thai pineapple fried rice. I'm seasoning salmon with salt and pepper, garlic with olive oil. Make it all nice spray. Make sure the whole top surface is covered in oil so it gets nice brown. It cooks in the oven.
Okay, time is running out now. We're at the portion of the meal where you actually have to start the serving. We run into a little roadblock here. We also found out that the salmon was not all the way thawed out. It was a little frozen in the middle, but our chefs are being counted upon to fix that problem. Right now we have our rice noodles getting ready to serve for the entree. We're slowly approaching our 30-minute window to serve. We're kind of in a crunch for time right now, but that is customary for these top chefs that we're dealing with today.
We got the young Thai sauce. The Thai spring roll. This is our first course. Oh, there you go against this. Huh? Hey, it's my turn for the phone ring. Talk to me.
We'll be back to see if these chefs win a medal. Now let's go over to Sergeant Jesse Ward for a cooking demonstration.
Okay, so you can hear me pretty well in the back? I'd like to know my volume. I don't want to be too loud and distract anybody. My name is Sergeant Jesse Ward, and this is Sergeant Joshua Spies. We're from the United States Army Culinary Arts team, and we're going to do a nice, simple demonstration today on a roasted duck, which is going to be baked in a salt dough. It's kind of an interesting presentation. It's something that people might want to do at home for entertaining. When they told me I was going to do a demonstration, I thought I would kind of gear things away from our normal competition and move them towards just a real nice, simple dish that you can prepare. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you my duck breast, which already comes off the bone, so that you can prepare this nice and easy, right, here at your home. I've scored these duck breasts. I know the mirrors are a little bad, but can you see what I'm doing? Should I adjust it a little bit? Okay. This duck breast has been marinated in a teriyaki marinade with soy and orange and ginger, marinated overnight. So hopefully it'll be really nice and juicy when we cut into it. But what I'm going to do after I scored this duck breast, I'm just going to kind of render it down cooking the fat off of it. No, I'm done with that. And I only cook this on the fat side down, and you could probably cook it for up to half an hour. And all I do is I just want to get as much of that really chewy fat cooked away as I can, and leaves a nice rendered, crunchy, almost like bacon crispiness to it, you know? So that's a demonstration on how this is going to work. You can keep an eye on that. It's going to take a little while, but I've got, of course, through the magic of television, I've got 4 of them already done. So we're going to throw those in the oven a little bit, and that's what we'll be eating later. Like a potato casserole cooked in a lot of butter. A lot of butter, yeah. This is just a mandolin. It's something we use just to slice things nice and thin, but pretty readily available. A lot of people have examples of this. You can even run this through a KitchenAid if it's got the slicing attachment. You know? Basically, what I did was I take these potatoes, which are peeled in advance, and ring mold. Remember what I did with that? And I just kind of cut the shape that I'm going to hold it in. I'd love to answer any questions to fill time here. But that's basically what I'm looking for, these little shingles. Everybody take a look at this duck breast real quick. See how it's browning. I had to do this one in reverse order, where I marinated it first so that I can show you how to render it. But the best way to do it would be to render the fat first, and then put it in the marinade. Because what's going to happen with this one, it's going to caramelize. The sugar and the orange juice and the teriyaki is going to caramelize just a little bit. But you don't want it to be hot because that fat will burn. Can anyone smell that teriyaki? No? If you want to come up and take a look at it, please feel free. See the color?
It's time for the public to enjoy a taste test while we go over to speak to General Bellini.
There's sauce on here for you.
General Bellini, how are you today?
Great. It's wonderful that you could come and see what fine military culinarians we have.
Yes, well, thank you very much for inviting me. I appreciate it. Could you tell me a little bit about the competition and what you plan to achieve from the competition?
This long-standing competition is an opportunity for some of the Army's and other services' very best culinarians to practice their trade, their skill, and become better as individuals as well as members of a collective team. In preparation for a competition such as this, they spend quite a bit of time, their own time in many cases, advancing their skill, knowledge, and ability as individuals, and then they come together as a team for the annual competition.
And what's the purpose of the competition as far as, I know you want to expand and you definitely want more exposure because they deserve more exposure. Is there any other purpose for the competition other than just for their individual goals to attain and just to make them better chefs?
As you can see, we have world-class culinarians in the Army and the Coast Guard and the other services that participate in this competition. But the purpose of this competition is to raise the level of competence and then to demonstrate and reward excellence. And there's a lot of excellence here, as you can see, in not only the static displays, but also the live competitions that are still ongoing.
And will you be here tomorrow?
Yes, we will. And then Friday we'll